Hey everybody, I'm Jen, and this is Tracy, and we're gonna spend a minute demoing the plank hold, which is one of our best tools for developing core strength, also developing an awareness of how your core is moving. So before we get started with the plank, I'm actually gonna have Tracy face me, and so you can see from our side. I have her hold her hands out just so that you can see what's going on here in her core. So for a neutral hip, if you imagine her hip is flat, we could actually put a glass of wine right here. That's our neutral hip position. When you're doing a hollow hold in the plank, you're actually going to be tucking your hips under a little bit. So Tracy's going to squeeze her butt and kind of get into more of a hollow position. This is kind of a little bit more of a posterior tilt. Think about tucking your hips under, pulling your navel in. A couple different ways to describe this. This is the position that we want her in when she goes horizontal into the plank. What happens to most people is they allow their hips to go the other way. So she's going to do more of an anterior pelvic tilt, whereas now that glass of wine would be falling front. And you see she's starting to get a little excessive lumbar curve here. In order to do that, she actually has to let her abs go, and now that defeats the purpose of holding the plank. So I'll get her back into that nice hollow position, and that's what we're looking for. So Tracy's going to go ahead and get down on her elbows and feet, and she's going to have her elbows right underneath her shoulders. Tucked position here, she looks great. Neutral head, you don't want to be looking all over, you don't want your head hanging down. Nice flat back here. And a couple of mistakes I'm looking out for. One is that she might collapse in her shoulder blades. Yeah, so see, she's starting to collapse in here. The other obviously is the sagging hip or excessive lumbar curve. Good. That's not really serving us very well. She wants to stay in that nice hollow position. And of course, anytime that you go face down, there's a tendency to hold her breath. So I want her to keep breathing here too. Good place to start off with is about 30-second hold. Then gradually add time, being able to work up to a minute and a half, maybe even 2 minutes. If you get there, you can have a super friend add some weight right here, make it more of a resisted. She can also start working little variations of the plank. So to make this even more advanced, Tracy's awesome because she's already been holding it for a while. But to make it more advanced, she can actually start reaching out a hand. So she's going to let her fingertips just brush the ground and then come back in, brushing the ground again, come back in. The goal when she's doing this is not to shift her weight too much. She's going to shift it a little bit, but that's too much. So she's trying to keep her hips square to the ground. Other variations here, you can bend one knee, let it hover above the ground just an inch or so. Yep. And try, yeah, there. See how she self-corrected there, bringing the hips back down. That was awesome. She could even lift one foot into the air and hold it there. And mix it up, keep it variable so that you don't get too bored. All right, so if you find that video helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page for more tips and tricks. Thank you, everybody. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment in the comment box below, and have a great day. That was awesome.